Evening guys, my name is William from Fortis Bookkeeping, and this is my first foray into making a video, so you'll have to forgive me if I stutter and stumble my way through it. What I've put together is 5 sort of basic rules or guidelines to being in business for the first time from your accounting point of view. I'd like to take credit for them, but it was our managing director Caroline that put it all together originally. Here we go. Number 1, you want to separate your personal and your business finances. Ideally speaking, what you'll do is set up a business account and you'll keep all of your business transactions separate. What that means is that when you come to process your accounts on a monthly basis, whether it's yourself or you have a bookkeeper to do it, everything's nice and clear. We don't have to sort through your pet food and your shopping bills and that sort of thing. So it's either going to save you time or it's going to save you money, and it keeps everything nice and neat as you're going along. Number 2, it's fairly self-evident, but you want to keep all of your paperwork in a safe place. Particularly those of you that spend a lot of time out on the road. Certainly our clients that spend a lot of time out of the business, we give them a plastic folder to keep in the vehicle, and it's just a matter of putting all of your receipts, all of your invoices, everything into that. And then when they process on a monthly basis, you haven't lost anything. You've got to remember, if you're losing receipts, what you're effectively doing is losing revenue. So you need to keep everything as tightly managed as you possibly can there. Number 3, you want to have a business plan. Now, in an ideal world, you'll have a 1-year, a 2-year, and a 5-year business plan. You'll have set some goals for yourself at least as to where you want to be going for the business itself, but also, you know, an idea of where you want to be as you go down the line financially. So there's a lot of interesting statistics you can find about how companies that set themselves a proper business plan are, in general, a lot more successful and a lot more likely to be still running a couple of years after they start. So it's always a good idea. If nothing else, you want to take down some notes of exactly where you want to be. It gives you a framework as to where you want to, you know, guidelines as to where to go. So number 4, you want to budget for your taxes. And this is quite simple. Most business bank accounts will allow you to put a little side pot for you to squirrel away money as you go along. And what you want to do is you want to be putting at least 20% of your incoming invoices into that pot. Don't listen to anybody that tells you your first year is tax-free. You pay tax on everything you earn, and it snowballs really quickly. So right from the get-go, if you want to keep, I'm being photobombed by the cat here. Right from the get-go, if you want to start putting that 20% in as you go along, you'll find when you get to the end of the year, you're in a much better position. We tend to find that a lot of people that have real difficulties where HMRC are concerned are those that didn't start putting the money away right from go. It's easy to get into the habit of borrowing that money because, you know, obviously cash flow is tight to begin with. You need to be really strict, really disciplined, and leave that money alone as best you can. And number 5, you want to run regular profit and loss cash flow forecasts. You want to know exactly where your business is as you go along. So it's one of the most important things you can do as a business is to keep your finger on the pulse of your finances. So if you're running those reports, it lets you know exactly where you stand. You want to do it at least once a month and keep everything nice and tight. We built our entire business model around that process. It's no good you giving your books to an accountant once a year and then processing the paperwork and giving it back, because you've lost 12 months of really valuable information along the way. So I mean, from our perspective, what we do is we run those reports for you every month. So once we've processed your paperwork for that month, we'll run your profit and loss, we'll run your cash flow forecasts. We'll send you a little bit of information just analysing, interpreting what's there, because they're not always immediately obvious. The information's a little opaque sometimes. And then we'll offer you some constructive advice if we can. So what we'll do is we'll send you a few lines of just suggestions of where you might be a little high on the expenditure, where you might be losing out, with an eye to streamline. So what you get from us and what you should get for yourself if you're doing your own accounts is that constant flow of feedback, so you know exactly where you are as a business. you should always know how much money is in the business. You should know how much is outstanding. It's really easy for things to get out of hand. It's really easy for you to start to struggle to get money in from people. It's if you don't know exactly where you are on a month-to-month basis. And that's it. That's my first attempt at a video. As I say, it was a plagiarised set of tips, but plagiarism's a compliment, right? We are in a position where we offer free advice anyway. If there's any questions that you have, or if your business is undergoing some change one way or another, if you're incorporating for the first time, going limited, if you've just crossed the VAT threshold, give us a call. We'll try and give you a few pointers. We've been with enough people now that have tripped up before they came to us to know what the common pitfalls are, and we're more than happy to help. So thank you very much indeed.